When inspiration runs dry or you've forgotten a key piece of lore, Analepsis and Prolepsis have your back. Hello everyone and welcome. So as you might have already guessed, I'm going to be talking about Analepsis, which is a flashback, and Prolepsis, which is a flash forward. Both have a ton of uses within storytelling, depending on what you want to achieve. These techniques work by manipulating narrative chronology, or in other words, your story timeline. One of my videos discusses using time as a storytelling tool, so if you want to learn more about that, I'd recommend watching it after this video. While Analepsis and Prolepsis are more commonly found in novels and films, that doesn't mean to say they aren't suitable for tabletop role-playing games, such as Dungeons & Dragons. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Flashbacks and flashforwards are a fantastic way to weave in additional lore and add extra layers of backstory. Understanding Analepsis and Prolepsis. Analepsis, or a flashback, is a narrative tool where the story timeline temporarily shifts to an earlier point. It provides backstory, if there wasn't one before, or a deeper insight into a character's motivations. Prolepsis, or flashforward, is the opposite. It's a glimpse into events that are yet to occur in the story's current timeline. Prolepsis is great for building suspense, establishing stakes, or foreshadowing consequences. It draws your players in to question how the adventure will marry up the present timeline with the foreseen future timeline. Analepsis in Dungeons & Dragons. In D&D, backstory is a core foundation of character development, and analepsis is one method to enrich it. Instead of stating that a character was orphaned during the plague, a game master might frame the narrative as a prologue. Perhaps they open a session by describing what fictional London was like in 1665, from the eyes of a character the players are yet to meet. Application 1. Use textual echoes of past gaming sessions. What on earth is a textual echo? A textual echo is a technique where something, such as a phrase, image, or theme, invites players to notice connections or contrasts between different moments in the adventure. Let's use imagery or sound as examples. How about a sunset or birdsong? Some textual echoes are more obvious than others, and players may not pick up on them right away. So how can you incorporate textual echoes of the past into your game? You could design a side quest or session where each playing character experiences a pivotal moment from their past. Think of the pensive scene in Harry Potter. Perhaps there could be a similar device in your adventure. Let's say a playing character experiences an event or memory from another point of view, but the birdsong they hear is consistent in both memories. Or maybe a crystal ball shows flashbacks of detailed personal events that no one else knows about. Maybe the textual echo is a phrase someone says that recurs in this memory and others. An example of a flashback where you can incorporate this is revealing that the big baddie or antagonist is a childhood friend of one of your heroes. Maybe this old friend had a particular saying they repeated, and no one connected the dots until they saw that memory in the crystal ball. Practical application 2. Environmental analepsis. Sometimes the world tells a story. Imagine our heroes enter a ruined castle, and as they explore, magical tapestries, preserved exquisitely in a secret underground room, come to life, replaying the castle's history over time. Using your world in the flashback lets everyone experience the past as a group. Perhaps it reveals how their journey parallels a long-forgotten legend. Prolepsis in Dungeons & Dragons. Flashforwards hint at the future, where players shape the story through the choices they have yet to make. As they work their way through the adventure, they can use signs of the future to guide their decisions. Practical application. Visions and prophecies. The most obvious way to use prolepsis is with a prophecy. A cleric might receive a divine vision in a dream, showing the destruction of their city unless an evil ritual is stopped. Alternatively, a warlock's patron might offer a glimpse of their own death, and they do everything they can to stop it from happening. But here comes my words of caution. A GM should not treat these visions as fixed outcomes. These prophecies or visions are a preview of what could happen if players fulfill certain conditions in the game. Don't use prophecies to control the adventure and remove player agency. If a flash forward shows a future where a beloved NPC dies, your players will be deeply motivated to save them. See the emotional weight you're adding to your game as the benefit of the prophecy, not the potential to have an iron grip on the narrative. Practical application 2. Open with a prologue. I touched upon this earlier for analepsis, or flashbacks. Nevertheless, prologues are an excellent option for flashforwards too. You could begin the prologue with the hero standing on the roof of a burning citadel, with no way off. Then, you cut or flashback to the present. It's up to you if you want to reveal how far into the future this event is. From the get-go, you've got some pretty high stakes. Your players won't be able to stop thinking about what choices will put them on that path. For a while, they will second-guess every decision they make. Additionally, if this event is a long way off into the future, you can change the outcome if you want to, or if it no longer serves the narrative or story. The 12 Monkeys, a combination of analepsis and prolepsis. Yes, you can use both analepsis and prolepsis together in your story. So let's take the protagonist of the 12 Monkeys, James Cole, played by Bruce Willis. He is haunted by a recurring dream or memory of a man being shot in an airport. But as the story develops, we find out Cole didn't witness the death of a stranger. Instead, he witnessed his own. The adult Cole had travelled back in time to the same place he was as a child. So in this instance, the scene where Cole gets shot is both a flash forward and a flashback. Is prolepsis the same as premonition? A prolepsis or flash forward is an event that will happen in the future unless the players go out of their way to change it. A premonition is what the playing characters feel might happen. Let's go back to our prolepsis or flash forward example. The prologue opens with a citadel on fire and our players are stranded on the roof. This event will happen if they make certain decisions in the adventure. Their goal is to either stop the citadel from ever catching fire or to avoid being trapped on top of it when it does. A premonition, on the other hand, sounds something more like this. First of all, imagine your players are about to enter some remote ruin, and you open a scene with, as you approach the ruin, a chill runs down your spine. You can't explain it, but something about this place feels off. There is a darkness that just can't be explained by the canopy casting shadows on the path ahead. So, here you're not directly showing the future, but suggesting that something ominous is ahead, which is making the players feel apprehensive. You haven't revealed any specific outcomes, it's just vibes. How to use flashbacks and flash forwards in-game. Make flashbacks and flash forwards interactive. A divination spell could show where the traps are in a dungeon, but their location changes every 24 hours, so there is only a brief window of opportunity. Or, how about a time-manipulating villain that traps a party in a time loop, forcing them to relive and reenact a specific scene unless they change the outcome. Maintain player control or agency. Present flash forwards and flashbacks as warnings, dreams, or simulations that your players' actions can change. As I said before, don't use these story tools as a way to keep an iron grip on the narrative. Be mindful of pacing and spacing. Don't overuse flashbacks and flash forwards, otherwise your adventure will become very confusing. Less is more. So, what do you think? Are you using flashbacks and flash forwards in your adventure? And if you aren't, is there a way you can include them? Anyway, that's all for today, folks, and I'll see you in the next one.